Thanks for staying with us on SWOT Watch. Ernie Chen, founder, Group CEO of ATCEN, Berhad, and many more. Hi, Ernie.
Hi,
welcome to SWOT.
Thank you very
much. What
much.
are the many more? Can you fill in the blanks?
Well, most well known for being a serial entrepreneur, someone who gets involved in just about everything that I enjoy doing, mainly entertainment, communications, as well as entertainment and education as well. So these are the main areas that I get myself into. People also call me Asia's #1 business coach because I work with a lot of companies from multinationals, small, medium enterprises, government-linked companies, and government agencies to help them build human beings, develop human beings to build better businesses. Yep.
How did this interest first come about?
Very importantly is that I believe I'm an educator. First and foremost, I love to teach, I love to educate, I love to help people become better human beings. I always believe that if I want to help this world become a better place, I need to work with human beings one person at a time, one day at a time. And when this works well, we'll have a better place to work, live, and play in. So this interest came from being a young, idealistic human being of wanting to help this world become a better place.
What were you not satisfied, perhaps, in the first place that actually drove you, to start this business and to change people, to motivate people?
I worked in 25 different organizations before I started my own company. Every company I worked in, I learned very quickly and I found a lot of different cultures. Sometimes I had colleagues that always tell me, Ernie, don't work too hard. You make us look so bad, you know.
You set a bad precedent.
There you go. Whenever you try very hard, people wants to you to manage your career and not push too hard because that's not your company. Why bother so much? Some of my bosses told me, don't worry about that. We'll do that tomorrow. I mean, if you want things done, you got to move it fast. Sometimes it's not how big you are, it's how fast you move and how effective and efficient you make something work. So after working at 25 different companies, learning very quickly for these organizations, I realized that there's only so much I can do in these organizations for as long as I'm not the #1 guy. And one of my former bosses challenged me, if you think you're so great and so smart and you want to change the whole world and you want to do it your way, why don't you start your own company? And I said...
So it was a challenge?
It was a challenge. And I thought it was a great challenge and a great idea. I said, why not? I'll do just that. So I started my first company with 2 ringgit and ventured into...
2 ringgit company.
There you go. Ventured into human development, human capital development, people development, and that's when ATCEN Berhad was born in 2003, 27 December.
And you appeared on our show as well when you started your business. Of course, that was BizTalk back then.
That's right.
How have you progressed?
We've progressed to build many more 2 ringgit companies, and today we've become multi-million-dollar businesses. We have 8 companies in total, specializing in human capital development, in education, corporate education, in communications, as well as entertainment. So we have built from doing live, personal, one-to-one training, executive coachings, to very large congresses, conferences, big motivational development talks. We have then now moved into doing corporate training videos, which we help companies develop training videos to help their companies systemize and to ensure that quality training is being done. We have also ventured into a lot of things, for example, advertising development, campaigns, branding. We have also moved into movie making today, and our first movie will be released and launched on the 22nd of December this year.
And it is called?
Suatu Malam Kubur Berasap, which I produced and also directed as well.
He's also acting in this movie.
Just a little cameo role, but mainly more so of a director in the back seat this time around, telling the story as to how it would be like in a night at the grave when it's smoking.
Oh, great. So a lot to look forward to, of course.
Very exciting times ahead of us, definitely.
But trailer is out already.
Yes, www.swatumalamkuburberasap.com, or go to YouTube and just key in Suatu Malam Kubur Berasap, can view the trailer there. So something very exciting that I'm very excited and looking forward to.
Okay, we'll come back and have more on Kubur Berasap, but for now, let's look at the competition itself. You're in the business of motivational consulting business. You do leadership training, also, like you said, corporate videos to train people. And this is also, present in a lot of businesses right here in Malaysia. Wouldn't you agree that competition is very stiff?
I love competition. I'll be very concerned if there's no competition. I always tell my people and I tell my competitors this, you know what? As long as there are competitors out there, that means to say that we cannot rest on our laurels. We got to always be on our toes to become better. If there's no competition, which a lot of industries out there, is protected. And we need to be always having competition to ensure that we want to do better, we want to do more, we want to move faster and go further. And that's very important in every business. And we're talking about people development. It's a very intimate business. At the end of the day, if you can do a good job for your clients, I'll be happy for my competitors out there doing a good job for my client. That's too big of a pie, too much for us to be doing for the market. We're not talking about just the Malaysian market. We're talking about a global market. We have gone regional in all our services, our businesses. We're not talking about just serving Malaysians. We're talking about serving global citizens. I don't consider myself Malaysian anymore. I consider myself a global citizen, someone who is serving the global market, but I live in Malaysia. I'm based in Malaysia. And that's what Malaysians need to look at themselves this way. Don't look at yourself as just Malaysians anymore, but we're Malaysians who are global citizens who are working and serving the global market.
And how are you doing this? I presume that you are also training people who are overseas, people who are in the region, a lot of cultural differences there as well. How do you handle this?
I think it makes it more interesting, exciting, because Malaysia has always been a multicultural environment that we live and work in. So it's very important for us to note that in Malaysia itself has provided us that training ground for us to experience how to deal with this multicultural environment. We have multinational companies in Malaysia. So by working with this organization, a lot of clients have also taken us abroad to the region. For example, Dell, one of our multinational clients, who has taken us abroad as well. So wherever that they have their regional offices, we have also gone to those countries to serve. For example, in Singapore, in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Philippines, even to Dubai. So today what we do is we market our services out of a Kuala Lumpur office, and we organize these services in the respective countries. So what we do is we do an educational roadshow, an educational tour for our facilitators, our trainers, our speakers who are global speakers, and they travel all over the region to do the same programs for different people. So it's very much a think global, act local for all specific countries.
And your speakers come from
our
Malaysia,
speakers are
or
Malaysian
other countries?
speakers who I call international speakers. We also have international speakers from America, international speakers from UK, Australia. They come from wherever that the organization that they come from specializes in their expertise in their fields. So really, they're all international speakers. Doesn't matter whether they are American, Australian, British. At the end of the day, they are international speakers, experts in their own fields that they are going all over the world sharing their experience and expertise.
So 60 trainings, that's 60 trainings in a month, is that right?
60 training events, conferences, product launches, just about anything and everything that our organization do. We do a lot of corporate training, whether it's in-house public programs. We have a whole listing on www.atcenacademy.com. Come to the listing, check out all the programs that we conduct, and there's a lot of different things that we do, from in-house workshop programs, certification programs, American certification programs, MBA programs. We do a lot of things to serve the region itself.
Okay. How do you measure the outcome or the success of all these trainings that you do for these people?
Sure. Whenever an organization partake in any of our trainings, what we do is we have something what we call, first and foremost, a training needs analysis. We find out what is needed by the participants for the organization. We don't just go there and say, let's do this training for you. We ask and we find what we call a TNA, training needs analysis. We analyze and we do findings on what's needed by the organization. Do they need a team building? Do they need leadership training? Do they need customer service training? After the finding is done, we then design and customize a program that's suited to that the organization and the industry that they're working in. Something that is meant for the banking industry is very different for the oil and gas industry. So a lot of customization, tailor-made programs for the organization is made and is created. We go and deliver the program. After delivery of the program, we will then have what we call post-learning analysis. We do this post-learning analysis where we have both quantitative and qualitative feedback.
Okay.
Quantitative means to say numbers-driven, where we give them on a scale of them stating down how was the training, was it effective, did it meet my objective, what was the learning before and what was the learning after. So it's very percentage driven, and you get the participants to fill up the form, we'll tabulate and we know the score, and that will show quantitative numbers that it has helped, it has return of investment in accordance to the organization, what they put in. And the second part is the qualitative. The participants are also allowed to give their comments, their feedback, their written feedback as to how they felt the training benefited them. And at the end of the day, 6 months down the road, we can always come back and to do a pick-up session. We can just come back and look at the participants as to their performance by doing the coaching, counseling, mentoring to ensure the consistency and continuous of the development.
Right. Okay, that's really a mouthful.
That's a lot of things that we do to ensure quality is delivered, and that's important.
And speaking of quality, let's take a look at outLOUD Studios. This other entity, of course, that you have set up, which is more on the entertainment front. We'll go to outLOUD Studios right after this with Deepa. Stay with us.